I'll just start off right off the bat. No Coach McCoy, for the first time in a long, long time, and I know maybe not so much has changed in terms of what you're doing. But do you feel anything that has changed, or do you feel more responsibility, or what feels different or the same?
A lot of it's the same. This is still Bedford football, and we want to continue what Coach McCoy's done. I think he's here for the better part of 40 years. He laid a great foundation. It's a great program. There are some differences. I mean, Coach McCoy did a lot. You really don't notice everything that he does until he steps away, but there's a lot more administrative stuff, and just keeping the ship going in the right direction to work to consider, I guess, a little bit more about the overall goals and stuff and trajectory than just the day-to-day operation that you worry about as a position coach.
Now, I know that, again, you're calling the same situation in terms of being the defensive coordinator, and you've had a big role in doing that for the last several years. But playing or being the head coach or co-head coach for the school that you played for, what's that mean to you?
This is something I remember in high school. Michael Irvin and I in high school here in Bedford back in 2000, this was a goal of ours, was come back to Bedford. We wanted to win a state title, be head football coaches, and do that. And I guess got an opportunity now, something that I've always wanted, and I'm really excited about it. A great group of kids to work with. It's where I want to be. It's what I want to do.
And of course, Irvin's he's stuck in the office, right?
Yeah, it's a good place for him.
Tell me about the team this year on the defensive side. How many guys you got coming back there, and who's kind of leading the way?
Kind of leading the charge, Dylan Davis, Justin Folkerts, Wyatt Dillon, Hunter Russell. Those are guys that have played a lot of football for us in the past year. A lot of experience on the defensive side. Expect those guys to really take an increased role in obviously leadership, but also their production needs to step up from last year, and I think they're ready to do that. And then we've also got several other upperclassmen playing on the D line and juniors and seniors pretty much throughout the entire defense that I think are poised to make some steps. They got a lot of work to do. We're not as physical as what we want to be yet, and that's really that's a challenge to those guys. But I feel like we have the potential there to be a very good defense.
When you look at Griswold and this opponent you're going to see on Friday night, you saw him last year, and it's always a tough offense to prepare for. What's the most important factor in terms of defense against that Griswold offense?
You just got to be physical. I mean, it's easy to say. That's going to be where we live and die. Is we got to be physical. We got to be the most physical team on the field. They're going to come at you. They're going to run traps and powers and pull linemen and just punch you in the mouth. And we've got to be willing to step up and meet that, nose up with it, and just get physical with them. They're going to win some battles. We're going to face some adversity. Our guys have to be able to put that behind them and come back for that next play and win the next one every time.
Just looking at them in terms of versus last year, they're maybe a little more inexperienced this year than last year. What was it last year that you guys did so well? Were you able to get the victory against them?
Our interior defensive line really did a nice job after about the first quarter. They really stepped up, kind of controlled the line of scrimmage. That helped a lot. And then we also, on the offensive side, started moving the ball really effectively, hit some passes that really kind of opened things up. And then we just kind of got things rolling our way. And then I felt like we controlled the tempo on both sides of the ball. And that really dictated the outcome of the game.
How much do you point to that game as maybe, I don't know, like a confidence builder or something like? Do you even talk about that, or is it just a new season?
It's a new season. We lost a lot of great football players last year, a lot of great kids that are gone and onto something different now, and this is a new chapter. That's how we sell it to the kids. This is their story. Bedford football has had a lot of great football teams. They each wrote their own story, and this is their opportunity. Looking
at the season as a whole and the whole grand scheme of things in that Class A District 8, obviously you look at Mount Air as what they have. Who else do you see as a major contender?
I would say that our margin for error in this district is razor thin. We've got to show up and we've got to play our best football every week, and then we're going to have to get some breaks with some of them too. Obviously Pleasantville is going to be tough. Earlham, they got us the last game of last year. I'm sure they're going to be challenging. Nottoway Valley's got some really tough skill position players that are back. They're good football players. I really don't see any layups in that group. Clarendon Academy, you never really know what to expect there, but they can put some athletes on the field and challenge you. And if you don't show up to play, you're going to get punched in the mouth and you're going to lose.
Coach, appreciate it. Thanks a lot, and good luck to you guys.
Thank you.
Coach, I kind of asked you the same thing I asked Coach Ambrose in terms of no Coach McCoy here for the first time in a long, long time. I know you've been on the staff a little bit longer than Coach Ambrose. What's it like? What's it feel like? Differences and similarities and that stuff?
It feels a little different just walking out here and he's not there to look. You don't see him, and but as far as everything he's laid the groundwork for has been basically the same. You know, come out here, you work hard, you get after it, and you know, his Bedford football is what he had, and he left that here, and we're trying to carry it on for him.
In terms of offensive scheme and system, I assume. I mean, you've been the offensive coordinator for a little while, but where did you get the scheme and system? Or is it? I mean, is there a Bedford system, or is there just kind of trying to mold the talent or mold your system into the talent?
Probably 6-7 years ago, we went to this offense. We had a couple backs that were coming back, and we've stuck with it, and we've kind of made it our identity. Coach and I discussed it, Coach McCoy, when he was here, a way to get both our backs the ball that season, and we've just stuck with it, and it seemed to work for us.
Tell me about the dynamic with you and Coach Ambrose. What's it like? You know, sometimes the co-coach thing is tough. You know, I mean, who's going to take this and who's going to take the tough decisions and stuff like that? What's it like working with him?
I really enjoy working with Coach Ambrose. You know, we've been on staff with each other for a while, and we have a lot of fun with each other. We hang out off the field and have a pretty good working relationship.
Tell me about the offense this year, guys. That I know the offensive line was a couple of guys need to be replaced, but tell me about the guys leading the way there. I know I talked to a couple of them already, but what's the offense look like?
We lost a lot of offensive linemen. You know, we lost a couple receivers that really helped us out last year. But we've got, you know, most of our skill guys back. Pretty excited about that. I guess the biggest thing is just you don't know what you've got until you actually get in a game situation to see what so they can get some experience under their belt.
Talking with a couple of people there during practice, they feel like some of these younger offensive linemen are really stepping up. Are you feeling the same thing as the offensive coordinator? Are you feeling pretty good about the line right now?
We've definitely made strides from the beginning of camp. Today was not a good practice for us, so it felt like a little setback, but I'm sure we'll rebound tomorrow and you know, have a good practice.
What's your comfortability in, like, I guess, comfortability is a good word, I guess, with Hunter, your quarterback? I know it's the second year starting. You feel like you're kind of on the same wavelength now?
Oh, yeah. I got full confidence in Hunter. You know, it was kind of a fluke deal last year. We had a receiver get hurt, and we had to move Isaac out to receiver our first game of the season, and Hunter was able to come in, throw some passes to Ike, and you know, it was one of those deals. Hunter was going to get rep that game. It just happened to be earlier, and it worked out for us.
Yeah, and then the rest is history. Ended up going 8-1 there in the regular season, and that was a big turnaround from last year or the year before that. You know, 1-8 to 8-1. I guess, what do you say? What kind of maneuvers do you make to avoid going back the other way?
I think you just got to get out to a good start. That year we went 1-8. We got manhandled by a couple physical teams. We had Central Decatur and Mount Air right off the bat, and our kids were a little shell-shocked that year. I mean, we had a good group of kids, but we just couldn't get the ball rolling, and it seemed like we'd be in a game and we'd find a way to give it away. Last year we got off to a good start, and our kids really relied on that momentum.
Week 1 opponent with Griswold, and I guess Griswold's more well known for their offense and what they like to do offensively, but you're looking at the defense. What do they do there, and what do they look like? I guess you don't know yet, but in terms of what you saw last year.
They're a physical team. They're a team that you have to be offensively. You have to do what you're supposed to do, or things aren't going to work. I think they're a well-coached team, offensively and defensively, and they got us a little bit on special teams last year too. So, I mean, offensively we have to do our jobs. If we got a mental break on a play, they're going to capitalize on it, and we can't have mental breaks.
Was there something that especially worked well for you against Griswold on the offensive side last year?
Last year I'd say what really opened it up for us was we're not really known for passing, but we came out and we hit some big plays passing, and I think that loosened up the defense a little bit and helped us open up the running game, and then Folkerts was able to have I think he went for like 160 or 70 that game, so he had a good game.
What would you say, and looking at the whole season as a whole, would be a big key on the offensive side in terms of you guys being able to have the same kind of success or maybe even better success than you had last year?
The only way we're going to be successful is if our offensive line steps up and kind of carries the torch that last year's class had. We've got the talent up there. It's just a matter of technique and putting it together. So.
Coach, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Good luck to you guys.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I guess we'll start with the quarterback here, Hunter. I know second year starting quarterback. Things probably feel a little bit differently for you. A little more comfortable. Can you talk about that aspect?
Yeah, I'm a little bit more comfortable this year. Last year I was fighting for a spot. This year it's kind of there for me. It's just a little bit more pressure because everyone's expecting more out of me.
Having as much success as you guys did a year ago, and in the in the system, and use the quarterback, what kind of confidence builder is that for you?
It builds a lot of confidence for me. We got a lot of guys to fill in, a lot of linemen. I think we have the potential to go better than what we did last year.
Yeah, tell me about that, the lineman situation. That's always you got to be their best friends and stuff like that. I know you lost maybe 3 or 4 guys off of that line. Tell me about the guys this year and who's kind of leading the way.
Well, we got Dylan Davison at left tackle or right tackle. Cole Thompson's a 2-year starter coming in at left tackle. Nathan Mackey was going to start last year, tore his ACL in his first game. He's at left guard. Quentin Seifert, another last year starter, he's in at right guard, and then Caleb Matheny's coming in at center. The linemen do a lot for us. You can't gain any yards without the linemen there. They don't get very much talk about them.
Yeah, a lot of guys, I mean, seniors on the line last year too, and you said you guys feel like you have a great opportunity to be even better than last year, and that was an 8-1 team too, so it was a really good team you're talking about. So what is it that makes you feel like this team is maybe has a chance to be better?
Well, all of our skilled positions are coming back. We're experienced. We're a little bit bigger. We've all grown. I think our maturity's there, and I think we're ready to go. I think we are wanting the district title this year.
We'll go over to Justin here now. Justin, tell me about your role, both, I mean, is it pretty much the same thing as last year?
Basically, but we're moving to duals instead of a tight end, so I'm going to have a little more blocking jobs. Sam McMillan's also going to start playing right halfback, so he will too.
Do you feel like, I know you had some pretty good numbers last year. Do you have individual goals set up, or is that just something that you'll take week by week?
I'll take it week by week. Right now I just have team goals.
What are the team goals right now for you? And I'm sure you guys have all talked about it.
Obviously, we want to go undefeated, at least just as good record as last year, if not better. Beat Mount Air, that's always up there. Like you said, we lost a lot of our linemen, but I don't think that should hurt our game at all. I think we have a lot of people stepping up, and our rushing game should be just as strong.
I want to talk a little bit about Coach McCoy, as he's retired, and I know maybe not so much has changed in terms of Matt or Coach Ambrose and Coach Nally are basically doing the same thing in terms of calling the games. Does it feel any different at all?
No, not really. Everything mainly the same. If anything, I feel like this year we have a little more intensity, getting going better.
Do you? I kind of asked Hunter the same thing, just like in terms of familiarity and comfortability, and having played a full year. You feeling like does it feel different, or does it feel easier for you this year? What's going through your head?
Now that I'm a senior, I'm not sure if it feels easier, but I'm anxious. I'm ready to go. I feel like I played better than last year. This is the year. This is the year for us.
Guys, appreciate it very much. Thanks a lot, and good luck to you guys this year.
Thank you.